Good morning, trippers. Today is Easter Saturday and it's another day which is full of action-packed adventures. We've got up nice and early this morning to catch the rising sun, which was at 6:30 a.m. So it's just after that time, looking over the Farina campground. So we have a heap of things planned today that we're going to look at along the Oodnadatta track and finish up somewhere along the Oodnadatta track, camping this evening. So follow along on our adventures today as you watch and see what we get up to. Hope you enjoy as much as we are. So this leg of the journey, we're going to do a bit of a pub crawl along the Oodnadatta. And our first stop is the Marie Hotel, which we're excited it's open, and we're going to pop in and grab a beer and get this journey started. Doing the air down. We're about to hit the dirt section now of the Oodnadatta track, and just airing down all the tyres on the van and the car. And we're going to start with about 25 all round PSI and see how that goes travel wise. A little bit more fiddly with airing down on the caravan tyres, because they've actually got each tyre, we've got fitted with some tyre monitors on individual tyres, so that hopefully that will alert us to the fact if we start to get a slow leak or well, basically before we can get a blowout, it will alert us if there's a sudden drop in pressure, and we can pull over in time and hopefully avoid having a complete blowout. But the disadvantage of them when you're having to air down, it's not that simple. They are quite a little bit more fiddly to have to get those monitors off first before we can actually air down. But you know, it might end up saving us a whole world of problems otherwise. So you take the good with the bad. and this is Lake Eyre. Don't mind me. What you doing?
Nothing, I'm looking at the artifacts.
What are we playing? Any between? Ready? Twinkle, twinkle. 1, 2, and 3, and go. So we finally stopped for the day along the Oodnadatta track for the night. We have stopped about 30k from William Creek. As you can see, what you've just seen on our channel, the day's events and where we've covered a lot of ground. Not so much a lot of ground, it's been slower obviously once we hit the dirt on the Oodnadatta track with the caravan. Hasn't been too bad, been a little bit soft in a couple of places, and you've certainly been able to see where it's been quite muddy, and you could have, the reasons why it has been closed on and off over the last few weeks especially, but it was pretty good. We just had to slow down and obviously air down and take a little bit more careful. So we stopped in at Coward Springs to see if we could have a little bit of a dip, but didn't realise that the day visitors are only allowed to stay there till 4, and we would have only had half an hour. It's a very small spring area to dip in. If you've been to Coward Springs before, you'll know that, and there was already a couple people in there, so it wasn't really enough room. So we're happy just to keep going, and we'll wait till we get to Dalhousie. That's going to be much better to have a dip in anyway. So we've just found a fantastic little space on the side of the Oodnadatta track, which I'll take you around and we'll have a look at. So there's loads of firewood, so that's really good, and we're settling in for the night, so I'll show you where we're at. And for all those following along and interested in seeing how the DCV Air Base has been coping, today it's just been on charge with the Anderson plug in the car. So we'll go over and have a look. We've set up Starlink straight away. There was no internet here, and as soon as we set it up, we've now got internet, so that's doing really well so far. So you can see here, it's actually done really well today. It's got up to 82%. Well, it's showing that at the moment. I don't know, it might have been a little bit more before we started plugging everything in. But at this stage, it's doing beautifully. And all we've got in, interesting for the Starlink watchers, at the moment all we've got in plugged in is Starlink. And as you can see, it's hovering around 20 to 25 watt generally, or a little bit less. So it's still thinking about, hasn't been plugged in that long, still thinking about what it's actually doing. No fans are, oh actually there is some fans running, but they're really, I can't even hear them, so that's good. We did clear a little bit more space around the front of the unit while it was traveling in the car today, just to see if that helped, because we were noticing the fans were getting a bit, coming on quite a bit whilst sort of we were checking it on and off during the day. And since we've cleared it a bit more, as you can see, the fans are on, but they're quiet. You can't hear them at all. It's not struggling. It's done really well considering it's only been charging with that. At the moment, we've got it plugged into the solar blanket. So it's travelling along nicely. There's loads of hours left in that, 52 hours at this rate. But we will plug the van in a little bit later and shower and whatnot as well. So that's all good. Everyone's set up and just chilling for the day now, and we'll get a nice big fire going a little bit later. So that's us for today, and we'll see where tomorrow takes us. See ya.